Hi guys, here's another super simple page in my Traveler's Notebook. This time I'm using the Rate This stamp, which is one of the newest stamps from the Kelly Stamps range. I'm going to use that meal rating stamp there to create a little page in my notebook here, just rating some of the meals we've been having lately. Since we moved to our new town, we've been eating out quite a bit, and I thought this seemed like an appropriate place and an appropriate stamp set for rating some of those meals. So I've just printed out some little photos that I tend to take when we're out eating. I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this, and I've printed them out. I think they're slightly smaller than 2 inches square, just so that they fit across the page in my notebook. And I'm starting from the top, and I'm going to stick them down, and then I'm just stamping the meal rating stamp underneath that. Now my notebook at this point is a little bit fat and a little bit bumpy, so it's not stamping that great, and I'm just sort of eyeballing the next row of photos as well. So you can see I'm using that photo to cover up that stamping error, and I'll try and be a little bit more careful next time. Just move my clip so that I can carry on stamping. So I've got 6 photos. I definitely think there'll end up being more pages like this in this notebook because we definitely eat out a lot. So I've just started with 6. These were just the first 6 that I could find on my phone. And you'll see I haven't spaced them particularly well, so next time I might do a little bit more planning before I just go ahead and stick stuff down. So you can see when I've stamped this row of meal rating stamps, there is a little bit of a gap at the bottom. I don't mind so much that it's at the bottom rather than if it was at the top it would annoy me a bit more. But that's my page all stuck down, and all I've got is I just typed out the name of these restaurants just on some just regular printer paper, and I'm just going to cut them out. And I didn't think there was going to be room to write the names like underneath the photos, and it turns out I was right. So this way I'm just adding them on top of the photos so it doesn't take up any more room, but I do have some actual documentation of where these meals were from. And now to fill in my meal ratings, I'm just going to use a little highlighter I've got just to, I'm not colouring in carefully, I'm literally just scribbling over the plates. I figured it was easier to do a scribble than to try and make it neat and risk ruining it every time I didn't get it right. And on the other side here, I've just grabbed the 6x8 paper from an old Citrus Twist kit, and I'm going to stamp using my favourite Grant Street Alphas, just stamp a sort of title, I guess, for this side. I could have left the other side, or started on the left side for instance, to add 6 more like meal ratings, but I think what I'm going to do is I'll just do another page next time I've got a few more ready to go. So instead I'm just stamping out a title which is already planning the next meal, because oftentimes, especially when we're away, but even when we're at home, we're often already thinking about the next place we're going to go to eat before we're even finished at the one we're at. So I've just sped this up. It took a little bit of time, but this paper, it's hard to see on video here, it actually had a wee grid on it, so it did make stamping a little bit easier. And there's no punctuation in this set, so I'm just carefully inking the end of one of these letters just to add in some dots. And then I can go ahead and stick this piece of paper into my notebook, and that is that. Like I said, super simple, but these rating stamps are awesome. You can see there's so many different things to rate there, so you could totally copy this page for anything that you wanted to rate. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!